Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. In this one, we are taking a look at a beer from a brewery that I've never had anything from before. And this beer was very kindly sent to me from JB, from Northern Southerner Beer Review. So if you haven't checked out his channel, he's a top lad. He's been going for years. He knows his stuff. I love watching him. He's a top bloke. So go and give him a sub. Go and watch some of his videos. He's a bit of a madhead, but he's all right. And he sent me this beer along with 4 others because we often do beer swaps. And like I say, it's from a brewery that I've never had anything from before. They're out of Sunderland, and I know that they actually used to be the sponsors of Sunderland football team. Used to have it all over the top. And the beer we are looking at is a can of their double brown porter. It's coming in at 6%. Is it 6%? Can't bloody see. 6% or 6.2%? I'm not sure. I think it's 6. I'll have to make sure I sort that out. 6.2%. It's on the back here. 6.2% ABV. It's a cold brew coffee porter. Now, lovely simple artwork. 440ml can. Not sure how much it was. If JB wants to come in and tell me how much it was, that is fine. If he doesn't, that's entirely up to him. Like I say, out of Sunderland, contains malted barley, wheat, hops, yeast and coffee. And I would just give you a little bit of the spiel on the back if I can read it, so bear with me. Double brown porter is our own take on a Baltic porter with the addition of cold brewed coffee. This beer has been coffee fermented, I think it says, using, cold fermented coffee bloody thing. It's been cold fermented using Kolsch yeast to highlight the lager-like subtle fruitiness. To keep it local, we use Sunderland-based resin coffee roasters, I think that says, to provide a Brazilian yellow something coffee, which added milk chocolate tones and a lovely round mouthfeel. So there we go. Right, I've run out of things to say then, didn't know what to say. So I don't have a Vaux glass. So it's going in Barry's beer, all the beer, no idea glass. It is chilled, just come out of the fridge, but I don't think it's massively cold, to be honest. Need to turn the fridge up, I think, or down, however you want to call it. So let's get it into a glass and see what we get. Like I say, go and check JB out over at Northern Southerner Beer Reviews. Knows his stuff and a top bloke. And certainly deserves more subs than he has. Let's get it in the glass, looking nice and dark. I'm going to say it's like a really dark, deep brown colour. You're getting that deep, dark sort of coffee colour to it for me. I'll leave a little bit in there and give that a swirl after. The glass has got a couple of bubbles on it. It's a non-nucleated glass, but look at that. That looks lovely, but that is a real... You might look at that and go, that's black, but it really isn't. It's got that sort of deep brown look about it. There's no light bleeding through. And we got quite a dark sort of tan head on there. Finger of tan head, mix and match bubbles, mostly compact though. Looks decent. I think there's the odd bubble going up, but not seeing much. So let's give it a swirl. Get the nostrils in, see what we get. I am still getting over a cold, so apologies if I don't pick a massive amount up, but we'll see. Yeah, now this could be my nose, or it could actually be the beer. You do get chocolate. You get nice subtle chocolate. Well, I would actually say the chocolate, it's not punching you in the face, but it's the bolder of the aromas I expected. So the chocolate's the big thing. It's a very easygoing sort of coffee aroma for me. Almost, I don't want to say light, I'm trying to think what the word is. Like Colombian's quite a big, strong, bold one. This feels a little bit sort of more mellow. But chocolate and coffee, I'm going to say that's really all I'm getting. I wouldn't really say I'm getting that sort of roasted feel to it. Just chocolate and coffee. So why keep sniffing? So let's dive in. A big thanks to JB again before we start. Vaux double brown porter, cold brew coffee porter, 6.2% ABV, out of Sunderland. Put your teeth in, Baz. This is only my second beer, honestly. It really is. Let's dive in. Cheers, JB. Cheers, everyone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. First thing that I got from that, yeah, the first impression was, yeah, it's a little bit light, but very, very smooth. That was the thing that caught me. It got a smoothness about it. But we'll go in, and as usual, we'll do the stuff that I always say. So yeah, for me, 6.2%, it feels quite light. It's got that lightness about it. Not watery. Light, but not watery. But there's a smoothness and a creaminess about this, I think, in this beer. Which is probably its saving grace, I would say, body-wise. Not an awful lot of carbonation in there. Although this glass doesn't encourage bubbles or any extra bubbles. So that's going to give it a smoothness as well, being very light on the carbonation. A little bit of a silky feel. Granted, porters, they're sort of in the same sort of family as a stout, if you like. But the stout is the bigger, fatter, heavier brother, if you like. This is the skinnier, lighter one, if you like. So the body on this beer, like I say, although it is lighter, don't be really put off by it, because it comes with the style to have a lighter body with a porter. Now, it said about Kolsch style yeast giving it a fruitiness. I think I do pick up on that. I certainly don't get that sort of dark fruit vibe that you might get from some porters or stouts, if you like. But there is that little fruitiness. And I guess, yeah, thinking about it and being told it, you kind of sit here and think and go, yeah, Kolsch style sort of fruitiness, that's what it has about it almost. Pardon me. For me, the chocolate is the biggest note in there. A dark maltiness that you pick up. The chocolate is there with subtle sweet notes. It just leaves a subtle sort of sweet edge to it. And then the coffee just sort of rolls in behind that for me. And the coffee is mellow. It's not like a big, strong, punchy Colombian coffee for me. It doesn't feel like that anyway. It's just a... It's hard to describe it. It's got that sort of South American coffee feel, but with the smoothness of something like an Italian coffee in there. And I'm going to say on the back end, that's where you sort of, I also think you sort of notice, as they say, the yeast they use is Kolsch style to give it that fruity note. And I think on the very back end, it feels a little bit like, almost like a dark Kolsch. It's got that fruitiness, the Kolsch style feel to it, but with the darker notes. It's a very decent beer. I'm not sure how much he paid for it, but it's a very nice beer, very easy drinker. Nothing really bosses the show. It says it's their take on a Baltic Porter. Now, for me, I think it's quite different. Their take, it's hard to say, isn't it? Their take could be something totally different, but for me, it feels quite different from a Baltic Porter for me. But nonetheless, the beer is a very decent beer. Now, like I say, I'm not sure how much he paid for it. If I was buying this myself, Now we know beer's always more expensive, isn't it? I would put this around the £4 mark. I think this is worth £4 and justifies that sort of price tag. Is it more expensive? Quite possibly. But like I say, nonetheless, that is a very decent drop. If you like your dark beers, you're going to like that. Nothing overtakes anything else. It goes down easy. A good ABV on it and very tasty. So a big thank you to JB for that. Vaux Double Brown Porter gets a thumbs up from me. If you've had the beer before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Thank you all for watching. Not sure where he got it from. I think he picked it up from Lamplight in, I can't think what the place is called. Begins with C, CO something, I can't think, but I think that's sort of going now. But if you're around the Sunderland area, north of England, you may well be able to pick that up, but that's a decent drop. Give it a go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.